When you die without a will, your estate is still taken before the court and is probated under what is called intestate law. Under intestate law, the court will fully oversee the estate and make sure from beginning to end that all assets are accounted for and distributed properly. They will first appoint what is known as an executor. An executor is a specific individual who is the person that does in fact account for all the assets and liabilities and make sure that they are managed properly. Once all liabilities are managed, the assets will be distributed according to intestate law. And this is where your relatives, based on their connection to you, will receive their assets. This does vary based on community property and separate property. Let's start off with community property. For your community property, there are various ways based on your remaining relatives on how your assets can be distributed. A few common examples are if you have a spouse, then all community property will go to that spouse. If you may have children and no spouse, then your children will be the ones who receive those assets. If you have any children that may not be from the remaining spouse, then that spouse will split some of those community property assets with the children. And again, this is why it is very important to hire a legal professional to assist you through this process to make sure that the appropriate relatives are receiving their fair and equitable share. Now, as I mentioned, this does vary with separate property, and again, it can vary depending on the remaining relatives, but just one quick note with separate property is that even though there is a spouse different from community property, those assets may be split with remaining children, parents, or a potential life estate. So if you have a loved one that has passed recently, please make sure that you hire a legal professional to assist you and walk you through the probate process.